56-year-old Nigerian national in $200 million drug bust. According to an online article, the Narcotics Control Commission, NACOC, on Tuesday, March 18, 2025, arrested a 56-year-old Nigerian, Uchechukwu Chima, at Oyarifa, a suburb of Accra. Hi everyone, welcome to Ghana Observer. Today I wanted to delve into reasons why, in my opinion, per my observations, the reasons why crimes committed by Nigerians in Ghana are no longer broadcast on national TV, are no longer discussed on the air by Ghanaian newscasters. To bring attention to what I see has been an orchestrated and concerted effort to basically gag, muzzle Ghana media when it comes to crimes committed by Nigerians in Ghana. And why am I saying this? It's been a suspicion for a while, but it all came to a head for me with the story I began this video with. This Uchechukwu Chima, the 56-year-old Nigerian that was just arrested, has been under surveillance for a while. Apparently, the Narcotics Control Commission has had an eye on him and his involvement in other previous arrests that have been made. He's a known figure to NACO, so why conceal his face? If he's a known dealer, he has to be exposed. The only station that has said anything about this is Adum in Tree.
2.1 million US dollars. Omo de atu dwa say o hwe enuboni a womo agiye ya. Eyade ebeboa pa ama emebunu dodo a womo wo kroma na womo eta num sa nnuro yi na nya nsunsuanso e wo womo so no safo yi eho beto omo pa.
Approximately a month ago, two Nigerians, according to eyewitness reports or eyewitness accounts, hijacked a motorcycle rider, an Okada rider, gouged out an eye, broke his neck, and bystanders had to take him to hospital, by which time he was no longer part of this world. Again, it was only Adum TV that carried that story in the Tree language and a few online articles.
Na okache so omu ko baby no omu ko du kwan no mu baby no okache abofra ne so ondan no ho nto oye so ondan no na ni passenger no si form na oye se ojin so na abofra ne ginai ojina no oyi sikan se onfa moto gin faman na oye se omu pre ho ana oyi sikan na owo abofra ne ni nti ona o se ne ni no ewo ho nti ye ko du onum no woman bi no so kwoto so na otumrika bai na obo amanye ti yakodu na yeso omuso abofran muso omo donate na moto no so na ehun se wa abu no konso aka ho enti ndani 3 days so ndani 4 days na omo ye se omo oho na omo se boy na asa kopi oho bi na omo chesi boy no koso no mu na donate na moto no so se ye de ne ba na ya babisa no wokro no mu se ya babisa okada boys no se boy we ana ofa amunu ana mpa na nipa na ede na moto no so na obedu kro no so na ode ne twemu eba Koyako police station na omo fresh so edu for by I said the way boys ni police phone fi say bia oyi na obeku nti obde na onu mu de ne fi Koyako eba so edu police station anum say o say ono no ye na umi ne friend say oy ntafo ndo na ye kakra ni dia de kakra na we have different ono Nigeria ni obi enim ni di
Why is the Ghana news media not talking about this? And I'm going to show you how it officially, the muzzling, how the gagging of these media houses officially began.
It's a pleasure to have you here. The details now. The Nigerian High Commission in Ghana has expressed worry over what it calls the stereotyping of the Nigerian community in Ghana in the wake of recent criminal incidents involving its citizens. Joy News editor Fred Smith has a copy of the statement and he's got details of it. Fred, what more does this statement say?
Well, you recall, Dennis, that in April, the High Commission issued a statement raising concern about how some Nigerian nationals, 4 of them, were deported from Ghana. They're saying that they were maltreated, in the process of being deported to Nigeria. It is shocked that 2 months down the line, the media is now allegedly leading a crusade against Nigerians, and they think that it's unfair branding of Nigerians as criminals. They make the point in this statement that there are many Nigerians who are doing genuine businesses in Ghana. A lot of them investors, some of them bankers, others astute business people who are all operating in Ghana, and they are outnumber the number of the few who are engaged in criminal activities, and make the point that some Ghanaians are also engaged in crime as well as people from other countries. And so why narrow it down to Nigerians? I read excerpts of what they presented in the statement. They list a number of news headlines, and they don't spare any medium, print, electronic, whatever, social media. All of them, according to the High Commission statement, are guilty of this. So headlines such as this: kidnappings in Ghana. Data shows Nigerians are largely involved in the menace. 2 Nigerians shot dead in Upper West. 5 Nigerians nabbed for armed robbery. Nigerians attempting to kidnap 4-year-old boy at Mamobi, as well as the unresolved kidnapping of 3 Ghanaian girls in Takoradi. Kidnapping of the honorary consul and head of mission of Estonia of Ghana. Kidnapping of an Indian businessman, and what have you. This is a tall list of stories that they can point to, and they are saying that it's become a worrisome daily reportage which has caused untold pain, agony, as well as apprehension to the teeming law-abiding Nigerians living in Ghana. And it says that this set of people, the set of people who are doing this, comprise astute business people, as I mentioned earlier, Bernice.
All right, so Fred, we are told by the police, and these headlines, I want to believe, are coming from information that we gathered from the police. Used the 3 missing girls, for example, Samuel Udetek Wills, we are told by the police, is a Nigerian. What does the commission say, though, about persons who are really involved in crime?
Indeed, it says that the commission does not and will never condone some misguided youth that have taken to criminality as a way of life, regardless of where they're coming from, whether they're Nigerians, Ghanaians, or whatever, or whether they are white, black. They don't care about that. They just are against people who are engaged in crime. And it says that Nigerians or Ghanaians alike stand to be condemned in its totality and punished according to the municipal laws of the land if found guilty. It, however, becomes terribly worrisome to take the actions of an insignificant few elements from Nigeria to criminalize and to unfairly or unreasonably canonize a brotherly country like Nigeria as a country of criminals who have come to disturb the peace in Ghana, Venice.
And Fred, did they tell you what they want done about this media reportage they complain about?
Well, they're saying that this has become highly imperative in view of its larger implications on Nigerians living in Ghana and Ghanaians living in Nigeria as well. Moreover, the excellent relations that subsist between Nigeria and Ghana as a maternal brotherly countries under His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari and his brother President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo can never be allowed to be jeopardized by xenophobic tendencies over such incidents. They want the media to be circumspect, and this is how they put it. In the light of the above, the High Commission wishes to appeal to the local traditional media and social media to be highly circumspect in such reportage. And they sum this all up by saying that the ongoing media trial of the criminals, which was now being turned media trial of Nigeria as a country, calls for moderation on the part of the media practitioners in Ghana. And they're saying that such media trials could be seen as prejudicial to the outcome of the ongoing prosecution in court, which sees them as innocent until proven guilty. This signed by the High Commissioner to Ghana and his ambassador, Olufemi Michael Abikoye.
Thank you very much. Draw News editor Fred Smith there with details of a statement released by the Nigerian High Commission.
This is how it partly started. How are you going to conflate or equate Ghanaian criminals committing crime on their own land to Nigerians committing crime on foreign land? How are you going to say we shouldn't call them out? I want to illustrate how all this gagging began. So it's all those things put together. When you connect the dots, you begin to see the picture. The Takoradi girls were kidnapped by Nigerians. Let me repeat that. Those Takoradi girls who were kidnapped and unalived were done by Nigerian criminals. In a separate kidnapping of the Canadian women, 3 other Nigerians were the masterminds of the whole plot. They went around Ghana trying to recruit, and I've mentioned this before in a previous video. They got some gullible, ignorant Ghanaians to go along with this atrocity. But these 3 were the masterminds. So do you want the news people to cover that up because you're trying to keep your image together? That's not Ghana's problem. That is not Ghana's responsibility to clean up Nigerians' image. If someone with criminal tendencies shows his or her face, they have to be called out, no matter the nationality. And then there's this man who calls himself king in Ghana, and others like him living in Ghana were part of this plot to gag the media too.
But I must also use this opportunity to please beg the Ghanaian media and also beg the authority of Ghana that please, it's not everything we put up in media. There's some certain things, if we put it up in media, we are spoiling the image of that country. This issue of kidnapping, I think the authorities should also do underground work on this. From investors in foreign countries, maybe from the Western world, wherever, coming into Ghana for investment, if this issue of insecurity is always announced in television, in social media, it does also put fears to foreigners coming in here, investors, genuine investors coming in here.
But then, some way, the Ghanaian media feels like because we're talking about these issues, the Nigerian community wants to use that to gag us. Because if it's any other national, you have been in Ghana for a while. When we're talking about galamsey, we used to do Chinese galamseyers, Chinese this, Chinese that. And it's normal, or it's become the norm, that if it's a particular national, all over, even the international media, they do that. You just have to clarify things. But over here, it's like you taking some sort of advantage over there and making the media of Ghana look as if we're against you. But if you do the good, like you, we have been broadcasting your news, and it's not as if we are always telling the negative side of Nigerians. We do also tell the good side.
No, excuse me. I'm listening to what I said. I did not say that the media should not carry out stories happening in Ghana, but there are some certain stories that would be a dent to the image of that country, which is not supposed to just be on air much. Like the issue of...
sorry, Your Majesty, which country? If you say it would dent the image of that country, and I'm asking which country? The country the issue has happened in, or the country that the suspected person is coming from?
Ghana, because it will look as if that there's no security in that country. It will also affect incoming investors in the country. They might think that in the street of Accra or in the street of Ghana, there is insecurity, while Ghana is one of the best secured countries as far as West Africa and Africa is concerned.
So we want to ask or appeal to the Ghanaian government to continue to encourage us by getting us involved in terms of policy making, because we are a large community, so we are stakeholders in Ghana here. So anything that is going on, we should be informed so that we can also air our view, so that when implementation starts, we won't have problem in implementing.
But what I'm trying to say is the media should mind how they project some certain things that is not real. Because if they project negatively, it's going to cause more problem to the people.
You say that the media should be mindful of projecting something that isn't real. Is that a view you share? That this is a projection of something that is not doesn't reflect the reality?
Yeah, I could say that the reportage has been a bit one-sided. Here is a situation where we have kidnappers, and according to the news, 8 people have been arrested, and 3 of them are Nigerians.
They said,
up till now, we are not disputing the fact whether they are Nigerians or not. But I cannot tell you that they are Nigerians.
The police say they are Nigerians.
Police say they are Nigerians, but I cannot tell you that they are Nigerians.
But if the police say...
I don't also refute that they are not Nigerians.
Okay.
But we, the community leaders, has not been granted access. I am aware that in other nations, when a crime is committed and a foreigner is arrested, he is meant to be identified by his people to confirm that, yeah, this is a citizen of our country. But nothing like that has been done. But that doesn't mean that the police is not saying the truth. That's not what we are saying. But what we are saying is that the reportage has been a bit one-sided. You hear some headlines like Nigerians are kidnappers, Nigerian has kidnapped this, Nigerian, and we ask, what about the 5 Ghanaians that were part of the kidnapping? Mind you, that these are all criminals. And the criminal who has graduated to the point of being a kidnapper is a serious criminal. And it's not something that should be swept under the carpet just because a Nigerian is mentioned. And so people jump on that. It was on the news everywhere. It was on the social media.
But it's a fact that 3 Nigerians, and these 3 Nigerians were the leaders of the gang. In fact, our national security minister said these 3 Nigerians, when they came from Nigeria, and this is a recount of what the national security minister said, they attempted to recruit Ghanaians from Accra. They failed. Then they went to Kumasi. They tried a few times to recruit Ghanaians, and then eventually succeeded in recruiting these 5 Ghanaians to commit this crime of kidnapping these Canadian girls. So that is a fact, according to the security agencies here in Ghana.
Yeah, we don't dispute that fact.
They don't quote unquote dispute that fact. And yet they went on this propaganda spree to gag the media stations in Ghana. I'm going to say it here. Part of the issue, part of our problem in Ghana is our unprofessional, inept journalists. Apart from a very few, as well as some of our parliamentarians, quote-unquote leaders of this country, who are there for their own self-interests, greedy, unpatriotic, gutless, spineless. Yes, I said it. Some of you, if it's not you, then no need to take offense. Because someone, please make this make sense. Why would Parliament condemn media reports that singled out Nigerians as masterminds of kidnappings in Ghana, when that is the fact? Like, our politicians need to grow a backbone. If facts are being spoken, why are you cautioning and condemning media reports that singled out Nigerians as masterminds of kidnapping in Ghana, when that is a fact? Because diplomacy is all well and good when it's reciprocal. We Ghanaians, we take diplomacy to a whole different level. And yes, diplomacy does work and should work usually when it's reciprocal. Because tell me where Ghanaians can go on Nigerian TV and try and dictate terms to them. We know better, so we do better. But some people don't know better, they will not do better, and they always try to take advantage. So you have to draw the line somewhere for people who don't respect boundaries, who don't respect other people's boundaries. There was a deliberate, concerted effort to gag the media about how to go about delivering or broadcasting the news about the goings-on of criminal activities in the country. And unfortunately, some of them, most of them, allow themselves to be gagged. The truth has to be told. Let me know your thoughts on all this. Folks, I'm going to end it here. If this is your first time stopping by, welcome. And please do consider subscribing. I would truly appreciate your support. And for all my returning subscribers, I truly appreciate you. Please do remember to like, share, comment, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.